Hey Panthers, it's Miss Moser, and I'm going to talk to you today about being an active listener. That is our leadership attribute for the month of February. So we're going to get started with the bang right out of the bat. We're going to talk about what it means to be a good listener. So you just watched a video up above about how to be a good listener. So now we're going to kind of dive into that and talk about what that means. So I have a little paper here, and it says listening means actively paying attention to what others are saying. This is an important skill whether you are listening to a teacher give a lesson in class or listening to a friend tell you why they are upset. By being a better listener, you can learn and understand more about the person who is talking. Listening also shows that you care. So read the steps to help you actively listen. Draw a picture that matches each step. So let's start with step 1. Watching the speaker. Using your eyes to watch the person who is talking. So I'm going to draw a little picture of what that might look like. So if I'm going to use my eyes to watch the speaker, draw some eyes, color them in a little bit. Give myself some eyelashes. And just to help myself remember, I'm going to write watch the speaker. And that can be the person who's talking, your grown-ups, your teacher, your friends, whoever is actually talking to you at the moment. So let's go to step number 2, avoiding distractions. Giving your full attention to the speaker to show that you care. So how can we draw a picture? So, Miss Moser's not the best artist. So let's draw, this is going to be me. And let's give me some curly hair. I got kind of curly hair. Okay. And let's say that this is one of you here at school. And you're trying to tell me something. So your mouth's going to be open. So you're telling me about something. And my eyes are looking at you. I'm listening to what you have to say. I'm focused on just you. So that means I am giving my full attention. Giving my full attention. Awesome. So here's step 1. Here's 2. And we'll put 3 over here. So let's see what number 3 says. Thinking about what is said. Focusing and thinking about the person and what the person is telling you. So thinking. If I'm thinking about something, I'm going to use my brain. So let's see if Miss Moser can draw a brain. A few weeks ago we watched a video and there was a girl in there. She was a really good drawer. So this is going to be Miss Moser's brain. And I'm going to think about what was said. I'm sure that all of you, your pictures are much better than mine. Think about what was said. That means we don't just spout off the first thing that comes into our brain or the first thing that gets ready to come out of our mouth, that we actually think about what that person has said to us. So let's go to step 4. Let's see what step 4 is. Step 4 says, waiting your turn, giving the person time to finish their thoughts before responding. So, what can we draw for waiting our turn? So, what if we're in class? Let's say this is us in class. And we're sitting crisscross applesauce. We have our lips zipped. Let's say we'll give this little spiky hair. And we have something to say, so we're going to raise our hand up in the air. Here, we'll put this arm down so it don't look so funny. Yeah. Okay, so my arm is down and I have one hand raised. I am waiting my turn. Awesome. So I've got my hand raised. I'm waiting my turn after I have listened to what the person has said. And step 5 is going to be our last step. So let's see what step 5 says. It says asking questions, showing you are interested and involved by asking open-ended questions. So an open-ended question is a question that doesn't get a yes or no response. So you're asking to learn more about that person. So let's go back up here to this picture where I gave my full attention. And I'm going to draw myself again. And give myself some curly hair one more time. So this time I'm going to have a question. I'm going to be able to say something to one of my students. And he's going to listen. So I'm going to draw myself a little speech bubble here. And I'm going to say, so how does that feel? When I ask that question, it's considered an open-ended question because you can't just say yes or no. Yes or no is not an appropriate answer to that. So my student might say, well, it made me feel angry. And then we could talk some more about it and have a conversation because I have watched the speaker, gave them my full attention, thought about what was said, waited my turn, and last I asked questions. When we ask questions, we can find out about our friends or the person that's talking to us in class. We can ask questions that we didn't quite understand or clarify. And this is a wonderful way for us to all work together to be better listeners because it will put Miss Moser in the green zone when you've been a good listener. But also, if you have Miss Moser or your teacher or your friends talking to you and listening to you, then it'll put you in the green zone because you have somebody who you can talk to and who you know will listen. And this will make us all better leaders, and it will make us better students and better community members. It's just a great skill to have. So last part of our lesson, I'm going to give you a scenario, and you are going to explain if you think this person is an active listener or not. So we're going to do these together, but I want you to think about them after I read them. So on the first one, Cassandra's friend is trying to ask her a question, but Cassandra is on her phone. Is Cassandra actively listening? No, Cassandra is not being an active listener. She's skipping the very first step we have here to watch the speaker and give them their full attention. She didn't do step 1 or 2. She's looking down at her phone and she's not giving her full attention to the speaker. So I think we can agree that Cassandra is not being an active listener. She is not putting her friends or her teachers into the green zone. She's probably making them frustrated because she's not listening. All right, scenario number 2. Christina is showing and telling Lisa about some photos that she took. Is Lisa actively listening? So look at this picture. Does it look like that Christina and Lisa watching the speaker, giving their full attention, thinking about what was said, waiting their turn, and then asking questions? To me, it looks like they are. They're both looking down at the pictures, they're smiling, and they look like they are actively engaged with each other. So I would say, yes, it looks like Lisa is being an active listener. All right, number 3. Tyler is telling Ben about a new video game he got. Is Ben actively listening? Look at this picture. We can go right here. Watching the speaker, giving his full attention. He's not talking while Tyler is talking. Looks like he's waiting his turn. So I would say, yes, it looks like Ben is being an active listener. All right, number 4. Michael is whispering to a friend while his teacher is teaching. Is Michael actively listening? Well, let's go back to step number 1. Watching the speaker, giving my full attention. We've missed step number 1 and step number 2 for active listening. So to me, it looks like Michael is not being an active listener and he's distracting his friend by talking to him while the teacher is listening, which also means that he's probably not learning what the teacher is trying to teach either. So this is such an important skill that helps us be leaders. And I want you guys to think about how can you be a better active listener in your class, at home with your grown-ups, and with your friends. And then all these skills we've talked about today, I want you to apply these to your life. Watching the speaker, giving your full attention, thinking about what was said, waiting your turn, and then asking questions. And remember, we said open-ended questions. That will help you learn about the other person. So thanks for joining me today, and I can't wait to see your pictures that you drew. I'm sure they're better than Miss Moser's. You can send them to me through PowerSchool, and I'll be excited to see them.